Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. So, long time no talk. I've been absent for about a month from YouTube, I would say. It's not that I haven't posted videos, it's more so I haven't even really checked up on YouTube or BookTube and seen like what other people have posted and stuff like that. I just kind of like checked out for a second. That's because I've been kind of dabbling into other projects and kind of researching and learning about other things as well. I'm planning to, it's kind of in the works right now, I don't know, planning to eventually start a business. So I've just been doing a lot of research, kind of figuring out all the technicalities, the legalities, all the things that comes with owning and running a business. So I've been pouring my time into that versus reading or even BookTube. I'm unapologetic though, because it's my life. I'm gonna pursue whatever I want to pursue, and if for a moment I don't want to pursue reading, that's okay with me. But I did want to make this video, and it's a review on a book that I read about 3 weeks ago, give or take almost a month ago. I finished it almost a month ago. So the book that I want to review today, it's going to be like a super brief review, is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I just want to start off by saying it is ridiculous that I have not read this book. It is straight up 5 out of 5 stars. This book was so good, so phenomenal, amazing, a page turner. I read I think 200 plus pages in a day because I could not stop. It was so good. Angie Thomas does have a way with words. You can't stop flipping the pages. You want to know what happens next. You want to know what the characters are going to say next. You want to know what the next scene is, what the next conflict is, what the next everything is. You just want to keep reading to figure out. And I think there's only so many authors that can accomplish that. Angie Thomas is one of them. She's so good, so articulate with her words, and y'all know me, I'm about the writing style. Like, if the writing style is not my style, I'm not gonna read it. But Angie Thomas's writing style is so gripping, so good. It was just wonderful. That's all. I have no words. I'm sure everybody already knows what this book is about because I'm sure almost everybody's read it, but this book follows our main character, Star, who's a teenager. She lives in a predominantly black neighborhood that's overrun with gang violence, but she goes to school at a prep school that is predominantly white and wealthier. One night, her and one of her childhood friends, Khalil, were coming from a party, and on their way back home, Khalil was stopped by the police, and he was also shot by the police. Now Star has to figure out what she wants to do. Does she stand up for her best friend's death? Or does she get herself mixed up and twisted into the story surrounding who Khalil was, what his upbringing was like, and what his childhood was like? I probably explained that very poorly. I really suck at explaining books. This whole review is going to be me raving about how good this book was. Starting off with the writing, and like I mentioned before, Angie Thomas's writing is phenomenal. I love it, and I cannot wait till I read more of her books. I have On the Come Up by her that I haven't gotten to yet, but knowing how well she wrote this book, I will definitely not be surprised by how she will deliver in that book as well. Her writing was so good, and I'm kind of a picky person when it comes to writing styles. I don't know, maybe not, but I think I am, and I just gotta say, Angie Thomas's writing is one of my top favorite writing styles of all time. It's not too prosy or purple prosy, it's not too flowery, it's not too overly done. It's pretty straightforward, but at the same time, she uses a lot of metaphors, a lot of similes, and I feel like that really brings more depth to her writing without going overboard. The characters Angie Thomas creates, they're so complex, so vivid, so illustrious. I don't even have enough words to really describe her characters. They're so well done. She does such a great job with bringing life into characters from a book. But you know what's also true is that these characters are not just characters in books. These are also representations of real life people. There are a lot of Khalils. There are a lot of Khalils. There are a lot of Stars. There are a lot of people who live those lives. And it's very unfortunate. So for Angie Thomas, it's not even just creating these characters from her head, it's basing off of real life people who go through real life situations. And that's what's so good about this book, is that it's not just something conjured up in the mind. It is a reflection of our society, and it is a reflection of what is happening still to this day. And that's what is so good. That is what's so good about this book, is that it's kind of like a reflection. It's kind of like a mirror of our society and what some young black men go through. Aside from that, the characters are really well done. They are superbly done. I love how Angie Thomas described the characters. Star's character particularly is one of my favorites. I think the kind of identity crisis she goes through is amazing. I love how Star didn't really want to associate herself with Khalil because she didn't want to seem different at her predominantly white prep school. I think that whole complex, or that whole part of the storyline, was very intriguing, and how she breaks through that and eventually embraces who she is and cuts off the people who do not embrace who she is. And she stands up for her best friend. She stands up against injustice. Just to see her evolution through like 300 pages or whatever, like 300 pages, just seeing her evolution, her character evolve and develop and grow has been so incredible. And another thing I love about Star is she has such a great support system. And I think I've talked about this before. I love characters with strong support systems. I love reading about strong support systems. So with Star, her family, her mom, her dad, her brothers, they're so loyal. They love her so much. They care about her so much. They want the best for her. And they're always there for her. You know, they're amazing. They're amazing people. And then her boyfriend, oh my God, he is so good. He is such a great boyfriend. I think he has great qualities. Even when a little towards the end of the book, he had questions, and some of Star's friends, they were able to educate him and answer his questions in a way that he understands. And so Star's boyfriend, I feel like, was someone who didn't want to just be ignorant. He wanted to understand Star. He wanted to understand where Star comes from and what her experiences are like. I think that's beautiful, and I think that's a making of a great boyfriend, to be honest. Believe it or not, I even liked the character of Haley. I think it's Haley who's like that racist friend, but she thinks she's not, so it's like a low-key racist friend, but she's like high-key racist friend. She's racist. I liked Haley's character because that's how some people are. There are people who make these jokes that are obviously racist without even taking into consideration how the person that these jokes are intended towards, how they feel, what that makes them feel like, or if they crossed any boundaries. There's a lot of Haleys in this world that need to be checked on the spot. I liked Haley because there's a lot of Haleys. It goes to show, and the way it was portrayed and explained in this book was great. And I love that Star just cut her off like cold turkey. Thank you, Star. That's beautiful. Haley, she would make these racist remarks, and then she'd pass it off saying, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Racist jokes are not funny at the expense of someone else's feelings. Like, she made racist jokes about Maya, who I believe is an Asian character, and Maya felt hurt from those jokes. She confronted Haley about it. Haley completely dismissed it. So as you can see, Haley has no consideration for her feelings. That's not funny. Seeing Haley, the way she's portrayed and stuff, and the kind of microaggressions she also has towards the characters of color, really, goes to show that that's not just exclusive to the book. That's everywhere. There's a lot of Haleys, like I said. There's a lot of Haleys who like to say things and then pass it off as just jokes. So seeing Haley and seeing the portrayal of her, I think, was really well done. but also the way Maya and Star handled Haley, I think, was also very well done. Star even gave Haley chances to redeem herself, chances to apologize for what she said. Haley would not apologize. So people like that, they just can't be changed. I mean, they don't want to change. They don't want to see the error of their ways. What are you going to do? You gotta cut them off. Another thing that I wouldn't say I particularly enjoyed reading about, but I like the way it was written in the book, is how the media handles situations like these, where the media likes to take little bits and turn it into and sensationalize it. So I don't want to like spoil too many things, but with Khalil's death, there was this allegation that he was associated or affiliated with certain gang members, which he never was, and the media took it and ran with it. And then suddenly he's this gangster, you know, he is part of gangs, he's a bad guy, he's a criminal, you know. That's what the media does. They take little things, they spin it into this whole different narrative, and then they portray the victim as this thug. And so the way the media did that with Khalil's death, again, it's a complete mirror of our society and the way media handles deaths in our society. But the way that was written was so spot on. Overall, this book, no brainer. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 5, 100 out of 5. So good, so well done. And if you have not read it, please read it. And I feel like, you know, it feels like this book is Angie's gift, in a sense, to the younger generation. Like, hey, here, read it and reflect and understand and educate yourself and educate others and correct others on the spot. Don't let it go. Don't give them a million chances. Correct them on the spot. Don't let things like these go. Please don't let things like these go. Doesn't matter if it's a friend or family member, correct them, check them on the spot so they know. Nowadays I've done that a lot more than ever before, and I don't care who I have to lose over it, because you can't be running around like an insensitive a-hole. Like, if you gotta be checked, you gotta be checked. That's all I gotta say. This book is like a gift to the younger generation to also use their voice and platforms to raise awareness, to stand up to injustices. So I feel like this is a very empowering book, and it's a book that will leave behind a legacy for years to come. And you know, years from now, as more younger people start reading, they're going to pick up this book and they're going to enjoy it and they're going to love it. I can guarantee it. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, Angie Thomas. I know she's never going to watch this video, but thank you, Angie Thomas, for writing such a beautiful book. This is great, and it is so well done and well thought out. And I'm glad that I got the chance to read it. And I'm excited for other people who haven't read it to read it so they can experience the awesomeness that's in this book. And yeah, it's wonderful. Before I close out this video, I wanted to give a booktube shout out to Eden from Eden is Reading. Eden is literally like a ball of light and joy and sunshine. Her videos are so fun to watch. They're so humorous too. She's hilarious. I think she's about a year younger than me, but she's like that older sister who like goes on adventures and who's just hilarious and you can have a good time with. She's awesome, and she reads a lot of diverse things. So I would definitely check her video out, and I'll have her channel linked below. And that, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful evening, night, morning, day, afternoon, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Please stay safe. Please be careful and take precautions, and just take care of others as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.